2016 Acura MDX 3.5 liter V6. You can change spark plugs. I'm gonna pop the engine cover off first. Main tools are gonna be torque wrench, I've got 2 extensions here for a 3/8 ratchet, 5/8 spark plug socket, and a 10mm socket for the coils. So I'll disconnect these harnesses, and it's really hard to see, but these bolts are holding in the coils, so we'll start with those. All right, so you got to push where this says push. Engine's still a little warm, and I can't get my finger to push there, so I'm going to use the edge of the extension I have here. There we go. So I'm going to do that for all 6 of these. All right, these were a real challenge. What we ended up doing was taking the 10mm bolts out that hold these guys in place, the coils, and then pulling them out just a little bit so you can actually squeeze this thing. And then where it says push on the connector, you want to push way towards the top. I roll the connector back, and it kind of bends in the middle. So once you get these out, we can start getting to the plugs. Okay, so this middle coil won't come out. You have to remove this guy off of the radiator fan. Note there are 2 Phillips head bolts or screws. One's here, one's here. And I had to use a 90-degree Phillips head for that. But now, this guy comes out. So there's like a 6-inch extension on here. I had to put the socket in and then drop the extension in. And I'll probably do something weird to pull this out as well. But let's loosen it. Okay. This glove I'm wearing is really just an old sock, trying to stop from burning my hand. This car's still hot. I can't tell if that's out yet. All right, so I have to pull this out, remove my extension, then pull the plug out. So for the spark plugs, going with around 22 Newton meters. It's hard to see. I'm going to put these NGK laser iridium 9535 zeros in. Taking all the plugs out was a combination of different extensions. Also, the threads are very, very long on these plugs. I got that plug started. I need to use the longer extension for this cylinder though. For the middle cylinder up front here, I use the shorter extension. All right, we're getting snug. we go at 22. What I'm going to do is put the 3 spark plugs in, and then I'll do the coils afterwards. All right, 3 plugs are in. The trick to them was really drop the plug in with the socket at the same time, and then come in with the extension, and then spin it on by hand. So now I got the 3 coils. I'll just start with this first one here, and you got to set your torque wrench to 12 Newton meters here. And then get the connector on. Align the hole. Okay, and then this is the 10 millimeter. Done. All right, so I'll do these 3, and then I'll try the back. If there are any tricks for the back, I'll put it in the video. All right, so we got the 3 plugs and coils back on. Put this cover back on. Again, there's a bolt way down here, blind operation. Another one right here. Sorry, there's screws. Try to get to the rear. That corner is going to be a challenge with all the coolant hoses. Here are the 6 plugs out of that motor. They all look pretty consistent. It's hard to see, but the tips are actually pretty good on them. They're just a little dark. The back 3 weren't too bad to get out. Just sit on the motor here, and you're able to actually pinch the connector. It's not as much of a struggle. The only thing I'm finding is as you go to take the plugs out, you need to drop the socket in first, and then drop like a 6-inch extension on top of that, and then push it on by hand, and then you can get your wrench on. So it's all back together. The back ones weren't that bad. They took about half the time as the front. It's really because it was easy to disconnect the ignition coil. That's what took the most time. Tools I used the most, again, were the 5/8 sockets, 10 millimeter, and the 6-inch wrench.